Hi, this is Jason Lundgren, and welcome to my random thoughts on the last wrestler I truly marked out over. Some of you may be surprised by this, but most of you aren't. Because I remember, at least a dozen years ago, there's this wrestler that I really marked out for, and that was during the whole movement at the time called the Yes Movement, and his name is Daniel Bryan. The reason why I marked out over Daniel Bryan, which is probably the last wrestler I truly marked out for, was because I actually believed in the guy. I actually believe in Brian Lloyd Danielson from Aberdeen, Washington. Mainly because, he really went from the bottom, that got fired, went back a little up, then won the U.S. title, then won the World Heavyweight title, but then all of a sudden he began to have a character, shouting yes all the time, because at the time he was playing a heelish character going yes all the time, bragging about his big gold belt. I don't know, the big gold belt is classic, so you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, I remember I was being really pissed off that Sheamus beat him in 18 seconds. I knew Sheamus was going to beat Daniel Bryan at the WrestleMania, but I knew it's going to be some sort of squash match because look at the outfit that Daniel Bryan wore. But I didn't know it'd be this quick. 18 seconds? Man. I have more time just opening an energy drink than I do watching the match. So yeah, shows what I know about professional wrestling and other things. But yeah, so I began to really like when he developed that character he had with Kane. I guess Kane really helped him out with the personality part of professional wrestling, because in order to be a professional wrestler, not only do you have to wrestle, you have to have personality, charisma, and mic skills. And his mic skills, charisma, and persona improved on that one greatly thanks to Kane. So Team Hell No was pretty much the most entertainment I got for 2012 when I watched wrestling for WWE on a long time basis at the time. And then we get to 2013, and then the whole thing with John Cena. He had a hell of a match against him in SummerSlam. And he won the WWE title until Randy Orton cashed in his Money in the Bank and won the title from him. As Triple H would say, he's what's best for business, which fit their character at the time, which is the Authority. And all of a sudden, 2014, he was feuding with the Wyatt family, and then people were calling for Daniel Bryan. That was the first time Rey Mysterio got booed over at the Royal Rumble. First time a guy got booed, basically a career babyface, got booed out of the building. Because Daniel Bryan was supposed to be in the Rumble, but didn't win by it. But I think they were going to have Batista win no matter what. At least have Daniel Bryan have a good victory at the Rumble. Not victory, but good showing at the Rumble. Enough showing so he could be on the triple threat. But thanks to CM Punk walking out of the company, he actually got a chance at being a main eventer at WrestleMania 30. And not only that, though, he beat Triple H to earn a spot to face Randy Orton and Batista. And then after that, he beat Triple H, and then he beat Batista and Randy Orton to win both the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title. Back when he had 2 world title belts. And he beat the odds by that. So at that point, I'm always been a Seahawks fan, but to have the Seahawks and Daniel Bryan win the main events, Seahawks win the Super Bowl and Daniel Bryan win WrestleMania main event, is a treat in itself, because as a person who's a fan of Seattle sports and sports entertainment, I was thrilled. And then you got to 2015, when you got to that injury soon after, and that kind of spoiled the moment, because I wanted to see him have a really good long title reign, but due to his injuries in the Indies and sometimes in WWE, he just dropped the belt. That was the first time I should have known that, man, this guy just needs to lay off the bumps. And then 2015 came around. He had a great match against Roman Reigns, but before that, he had not so good showing at Royal Rumble, even though a lot of fans wanted him to win, which I knew he wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble, but I wanted him to have a great showing at the Royal Rumble, but it just didn't happen. But he had a great match against Roman Reigns in the fight to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, which I know Roman Reigns is going to win, but he had a hell of a match, so Got to give Daniel Bryan credit. And then he was injured again, and only this time he's out for good. But before that, he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 31 in a ladder match. It was a pretty good ladder match, but it wasn't that memorable. But in 2016, he announced his retirement in Seattle, and all of a sudden, like, I was in shock at the time. But I was like, oh man, I really liked it. That was like the last wrestler I truly marked out over. But then in the years to come, I just became like, my interest in Daniel Bryan just went down. Especially since The Miz had that one big, I don't know if it's a shoot like a promo or work promo. Either way, Miz owned Daniel Bryan. I don't want to admit it, but he did. And then in 2019, he went heel and went to become like the Echo World Champion. I mean, he had a character, but it's a character I didn't like. Even as a heel character, I didn't like it. So it just, I thought it felt forced. Because Daniel Bryan doesn't seem like a type of guy to be the bad guy anyway. And then right after like that, I just lost interest in Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, because he's like the last wrestler I truly marked out over. I marked out over pretty much most of the wrestlers I watched since I was a kid, teenager, but Daniel Bryan was the last one I truly marked out over. So it's kind of too bad he had a sad ending. So anyway, thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you later.